Welcome everyone, this is your host Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. First of all, this channel is proudly sponsored by Asilo. Asilo is a tabletop role-playing game of clinical and psychological horror. You will find it in the description and in the pinned comment. This channel is also proudly partnered with the What the Funk shop. Please check out their store for all sorts of products. They have dice, miniatures, game master screens, home decorations, and many other things. You will find the link in the description and in the pinned comment as well. And make sure that you use my code for a special discount. Today, I am going to talk about something very important and interesting when it comes to tabletop RPGs. I am sharing my thoughts on the actual play, the one shot that we ran today, called Divinity Lost La Cena, the dinner. Something that was the highlight of that session, in my opinion, and that's why I say that it is very important, is that everything that happens in the fiction stays in the fiction. It is validated there, be it good or bad, for the progress or the success of the player characters. It has taken place in the fiction, and so you cannot call it back. It has happened. It shapes all of the events, the chain of events that are about to unfold during the session. I was very impressed with everyone's performance. In the case of Daniel, role playing Sol, that's also a noteworthy point. There were several um female characters, and everybody adjusted to their role quite easily. Despite us being men, we tried our best to get into that mindset and roleplay the character appropriately. In the case of Sol, Daniel used his special power of peering into other people's and other beings' minds in order to decipher what exactly was going on. All of these actions revealed clue by clue what was actually going to happen, what was going to occur. Although it would have been very challenging to piece all of those clues together in the moment, the picture started to take shape little by little. Some of the family members distrusted each other. And of course, this contains spoilers for the one shot. If you haven't seen it, if you haven't played La Cena, uh, consider that. But if you don't mind, keep on watching. And if you want to watch the actual play, the one shot first, take a look at it. It will be in the description of this video. So their actions started to protect them from the horrors that they were experiencing because of Eduardo, the evil dream entity that was feeding off the conflict of the family. And it was only because of everyone's attempts, efforts to understand what exactly was going on due to the supernatural events that Eduardo had no resource left. He was cornered. He had to destroy the family as soon as possible in order for him to move on to the next victims. In the case of Helder, playing as Anton, he was also quite proactive, especially when it comes to interacting with Sol, his little sister. He had a special connection with her. He was also instrumental in going into the kitchen alongside Ramira, figure out what exactly was going on. It was a risky decision. That red thread that went into the kitchen, it could have been something else, a trap. Maybe it was a direct doorway into a very dark and dangerous place where they could have been butchered by the beings lurking within. When it comes to David, playing the role of Novia. He got super precise and intense on the mindset of a woman that had to sacrifice some things in order to achieve the American dream back then. The reactions were quite natural, and the self sacrifice at the end was perfectly in tune with the character and the context. In the case of Sam, you could say that Sam was, even though both Sam and Anton went into the kitchen trying to figure out what was going to happen, or if there was something to stop this horrible situation from fully developing. In that moment, Anton hesitated, but in the case of Ramira, action was taken immediately. Now, let me verify something real quick because I want to make sure that I am saying the names of the characters correctly. I'm going into the scenario of La Cena, see the names of the characters. Aha, yes, yes. Ramira went into the kitchen, and without hesitating, Sam took that risk, pulling the red thread from the chest of the cadaver like Eduardo that was on the floor, which sadly enough resulted in the, I don't know if it's the disintegration, but you could say that the second death of Eduardo, but the dream entity was also destroyed because of that. In the case of Josh playing Learco, he also really got into the character perfectly, expressing the likes and dislikes of Learco, the actions that he took, especially at the end that he decided to go under the table to protect himself. A high school guy waiting for the grown-ups to take action. From the very start, you could see that Learco was trying to protect himself and his twin sister. It was almost all about them. That's why at the end they decided to take their bicycles and ride away after the long hours of the dinner. There were many distortions of time and space. So perhaps the dinner, the hours went by without the family even noticing. So maybe they rode their bicycles into the sunrise or sun appearance, rather, of course. I think that the major reveal at the end was also very creepy and shocking that Eduardo was already dead. For a long time ago, had been like that, just a soul trapped in limbo, while this dream entity took his identity in order to feed from the horrible situations that the family was experiencing. And as you can see, you can take on those intense situations, intense moments, without getting psychologically affected. Because, like I said, if you are going to experience some sort of breakdown because your imaginary character got into imaginary problems with the imaginary beings in a tabletop RPG, you need professional help. Please seek out professional help. But yes, quite the enjoyable session. And after you get professional help and you are well, then you can play tabletop RPGs. And no problem, you can play all sorts of tabletop RPGs. But suffice to say, the session was fun, intense. I also felt some, how you say, scary or genuinely creepy moments. So real. As a game master, you experience the game world through the players as well. What the player characters experience, you're also impacted by that. So again, my congratulations to everyone that participated. You all did great. So thank you to everyone for watching this video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, consider joining as a member using the super thanks button. You can also check out the information in the description and in the pinned comment. This has been your host, Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. And remember, master roleplay and you will master the game. Once again, thank you and see you later.